Okay, this morning we're going to start on the floor. Actually, let's start on our sides. Why not? Find a comfortable position. The first set of exercises are on the floor, so hey, why not stay on the floor? Let's stretch our legs out nice and long. Bend that top knee up. So your hip is 90 degrees, knees are 90 degrees. And then let's bring knee down to the front, nice and slow. I can't quite get there yet. Let's work into it and stretch back with your heel. We'll try again, coming to the front and to the back. And we're going to do that 3 more times. Last one here. See if you can reach without shifting your whole body. There you go. I got there. I can't see anyone else. You all went off screen. So here we go. Let's stretch our legs nice and long. We're going to take that leg to the back, top leg back. Lift it up as high as you can. Bring it forward, down, and back to the start. Like you're making a big circle or a box or something. And up and around, loosening up those hips. And then we're going to reverse that. So sweeping your foot forward, lifting it up, rotating it back, noticing how much your body is rocking to make that movement happen. Keep as much of it as you can into your hips. I'm not too upset if your body moves a little bit more right now. Do one more. Up and around. Nice. Let's onto our backs. And we'll keep our feet maybe as wide as a yoga mat, which is wider than your hips, wider than your shoulders. Take your knees down side to side. One hip feels very different than the other right now, doesn't it? We'll come back to this after we do side 2. And 10. And then let's prop you up on your elbows. All right, take one knee in, sweep that foot forward and lift it up. Sweep and up. Keep that toe pointed as best you can. It'll flex as you bring your knee in, that's okay. Good, and let's do side 2. Sweep, lift it out. Oops. Bring your knee in, sweep it out, lift it up. Point, lift, and pull. And last one. Okay. Let's roll over onto side 2, or you can butt pivot like I just did. And let's come all the way down. We'll do the exact same thing on the second side. So legs straight out, tuck that knee up, and reach with that knee to the floor, and then stretch it back. Definitely brace yourself with your hand if you need it. Good. And make sure you have enough space. I'm going to kick back, up, around, and down. We do 5 of these, kicking back, up, around, and back to the start. 3, 4. It's a little different finding your hip circles and your range of motion if you're not trying to stand and find your balance. So it's just another way of doing the same kind of hip warm up. Range of motion, exploration, waking things up, going backwards, kicking forward, up, around, and down. I switched without telling you. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Then let's come on to your back again. And let's check in with those windshield wipers, knees nice and wide, arms out to the side. Hopefully it feels a little bit more even, a little more balanced now. Getting your knee down. This side's going internal rotation. Whew, it doesn't want to touch the floor, and that's okay. And then we're going to settle in on your back, pull your ribs down into the mat, take your knees up, and we're going to take it side to side. So working the warm up into the shoulders. Keep your shoulders down on the floor. Make your core muscles work for this movement. Own it. You can do this. And if this feels good, take your legs straight, and we'll just do 2 to each side. Straight leg wipers. You may not touch the floor. I don't quite get there right now, and I'm bumping into my equipment. Turn a little bit. Keep the shoulder down on the floor. And then tuck your knees into your chest. Let's roll it out. Circles, lots of little circles. And we're going to reach behind your thighs and roll it up. And we're going to come onto hands and knees. Take one hand behind the head, rotate down and up. Do 6 on each side. Imagine you've got hot coffee on your hips, and if you shift your weight too much and hit your hip out to make this happen, your coffee is going to spill. We want all that movement coming from your mid to upper back where your rib cage is. Side 2. Here we go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Job. Let's take our knees wide and our feet wide. Hands wide too if you want. And rock back and forth. You can come all the way to extended hips. Or just up to hands and knees, whatever's more comfortable to you. And then bring everything back underneath your body. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Let's retract the shoulder blades, protract the shoulder blades. Retract, protract. Trying to keep that movement just in the upper back. You might see the whole back moving, but the initiation and the finishing, all the work is happening between the shoulder blades. Okay, let your upper back come back to neutral, and let's tuck your tailbone under and then lift it. Pelvic tilts while you're in hands and knees position. One more. And then find a neutral position with your lower back. And let's work on that middle back and see if you can breathe into your back and expand through that middle part of your back. So we're not moving the shoulder blades. We're just working the middle part of your spine. And then let's put it all together. So we'll tuck our tailbone, round through each vertebra, breathing into your back, pushing the mat away, stretching the shoulder blades apart, tucking your chin, going into a nice cat, and then reversing that, lifting your head, letting your shoulder blades come back together. Letting the middle part of your back sink as your tailbone comes up. We'll do that one more time. Tuck the tailbone, round through your middle back into your upper back, and tuck your chin, and then reverse. Up, shoulder blades together, mid back together, and tailbone up. Stretch back into child's pose for just a second. Shift your weight side to side. And I will meet you seated on the floor. So we need, what do we need? We're doing posture. So we're going to be sitting with our legs out, and then we're going into a plank. So we're doing seated. up and overs, and then we're doing plank to a down dog. So just an extension of everything we've been doing. Grab a weight, heavy enough for you to feel a challenge. Feet are right out on an angle, pretty wide. Wide is comfortable for you. Some people go into a much bigger straddle. And we're gonna press our knees down into the floor, toes come up, and you're gonna sit as tall as you can. So you're right on your sit bones. We're trying not to rock back. Weight in your hands, we're gonna lift up, come down to one side, back up, and down to the middle is one. Up, down to the other side, up, down to the middle is two. I've got a 12-pound weight. I have to move slower. I can't race through this. So stay with me. If it feels too easy, grab a heavier weight and slow it down. 5. Arms are straight as you can keep them. 7. Whew. Up overhead. 8. We have one more on each side. Up and down, up and to the other side. Nice work. Come up onto hands and knees. Just move through cat-cow. Get your spine moving. We're holding everything in a very static posture. Move side to side. Come into child's pose. Move side to side. Give yourself about 20 more seconds to relax and stretch into this. And then we're going to come into a plank on our wrists. So maybe in the next 15 seconds, 10 seconds, let's circle our wrists, stretch them out, get them moving. Then we're going to do a plank to a down dog with an ankle reach. We haven't done these in a while that I recall, but we've done a lot of planks to down dogs. So what that looks like is plank to down dog, but we're going to add an extra core element. You can take your feet wider. The plank, down dog, reach for that leg with the opposite arm and reach. So we're going to go for 16 down dogs and reaches, starting, you're already going. So when you come back to your plank, I'm watching, I can see some of you, try not to let your back sag. Find your plank. Don't just drop your hips. Don't get lazy. Keep your core working. I know none of you are lazy. You probably don't even realize you're doing it. So there's an art to coming right back to your plank and not letting your hips go down. And when you get to 16, 8 touches on each side. You can come into child's pose. And we'll meet up and then we'll do it again. Let me see how you guys are doing. I see child's pose. I see child's pose. Good. Let's grab a drink. One of my clients used to say, don't mind if I do. How did it get to be the end of November already? That is what I want to know. So with our posture move, it's all core. This whole section is core. Think about the weight you're using. Go for a heavier weight, move slower, do fewer reps. Or if you've got a lighter weight that feels easy, that's okay. Focus on holding yourself nice and strong, creating tension by holding that weight. Maybe you're moving a little faster and you'll get some more reps in. Totally up to you. I'm sticking with 12. I'm going the heavyweight challenge this week. So let's straighten our legs in our straddle, knees press down, toes press up. Sit up nice and tall, pull the shoulder blades down. Imagine there's a line pulling you up to the ceiling. Good posture. And let's hit it. So down, it's 1. Down to the center, up, down to the other side is 2. Each side counts as 1. 3. And we're just going to 10. There's nothing just about just going to 10. Shoulders are working, core is working, back is working. Up and up. There's nothing just about this exercise. And down and to the side. Okay. Let's cross our legs. Maybe let's do a little spinal twist this time. Hold the opposite hand on your knee. Lift up, rotate around, look over your shoulder, and breathe. Don't hold your breath. Let's come to the other side. Maybe stretch out just to the forward. Check how your back is feeling. And let's do our plank to down dog touches. And remember, it's kind of like on Monday when I caught myself, and you probably caught yourself also, coming up from the single leg squat and just feeling like you were straight, but your leg wasn't straight and your hip wasn't fully extended. I do that. I know that's one of my habits. Same thing when you're going from plank to down dog. Don't just get caught up in the momentum and let your back go down like this. Find your plank. So you're going between two solid, controlled positions. Take your time with this. We're going for 16, 8 on each side, alternating, of course. Set your feet up nice and wide. Hike it up and reach. Back to your plank and pike. You need to do this on an incline. That works also. And 16. When you're all done, drop those knees, come into child's pose, give yourself a rest. This morning we have 3 groups of exercises. The first 2 groups are pairs, and the last one has 3. And they all go pretty quickly. So we're going to get 3 sets in of everything. So child's pose, stretch, let your back rest. We're asking those postural muscles, those deeper muscles, to do a lot of work holding us. In both these moves, so give them a rest. Let them get ready to work again. Think about whether you've got the right weight. Check in with your body. Notice if you feel you know where you are in those positions. So I can tell you when I look at the videos after I teach these classes, I often catch myself doing things that reminds me of what to cue you, so I can cue myself at the same time. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, what's good for the student is good for the teacher. So we're all learning, we're all getting better, and that's what this is all about. So sitting up nice and tall in that straddle. Some people's straddles could be here, some people's could be way out here. I can never hold it if my legs are this wide or wider. So I find a happy medium where I can sit up on my sit bones. So nice tall posture, try to keep your arms as straight as you can. Let's hit it. Ooh, it's getting heavier. And down. 2 obliques on fire. 4. 6. 7. Nice. 8. I like what I'm seeing. 9. Ooh. And 10. Up and back to the middle. We are done with those. Hallelujah. Okay, let's do our spinal twists again. Breathe. When you take those deep breaths and you get your diaphragm moving, you stretch the muscles that we've been working. But you're also, because we're working through the diaphragm and the rib cage and the vagus nervous system goes through there, the vagus nerve goes through there, we're also telling our body to relax. So when you're holding your breath, you're perpetuating a stress response. When you take these deep breaths, you're telling your body it's in a safe place. Breathing is so essential for so many reasons, right? Let's come up on hands and knees, get ready to do our last set of ankle taps, shin taps, knee taps, whatever you're reaching, it's all good. And let's find our plank, feet nice and wide, 16 ankle or shin touches. And 16, you're all done. Child's pose. Pat yourself on the shoulders while you're here. Did good. You made it through our first set of exercises. Second set is all standing. You can rearrange your workspace. Grab a drink of water. Get acclimated to the higher elevation that is standing. I'm going to move my mat out of the way. So we're going to be doing some extended good mornings with a band. Then we'll be doing 1 1/4 one-arm rows. Yeah. We're going to do, okay. Let's do one-arm rows because we can go heavier and we can focus on it. So with the band, you want to start about shoulder width and bring your hands up, okay? So let's just groove a basic good morning. It's a hip hinge, no bent knees, hips you're pushing back like you're trying to reach the wall behind you, and your arms are reaching up for the ceiling. So again, we're back to a very back-intensive set. Let's just do maybe 3 more, just groove this pattern. The goal is never to touch the floor, not with this one anyway. So we're going to start with our hands here at our shoulders. And eventually it will move down to our hips, but we're going to start here. Hinge forward, reach forward, pull your arms up to the ceiling, lift up and pull down. And if you want to, you can start down at your waist, reach, lift, and come on up and pull down. I like starting with the shoulders better. Let's do that. 2, reach, lift, and pull. We're going for 8 of these. 5, by my counting, which is sometimes not right. 6, 7. As we get to the end, notice that your hands aren't dropping down. Keep them pulled up and down. Good. We're going to do 1 1/4 one-arm rows. For this, Invite you to go heavier, challenge yourself. The goal is to do, if you can go heavy, the goal is to do 6 to 8 repetitions, and that's all I want. We're gonna be holding it at the top, doing a little pulse before we release it. So you're holding the weight longer, you're going heavier, we can do fewer reps. So I'm starting with 25 pounds just for reference. We're gonna set up, level up your shoulders, up, pulse, and down. Up, pulse, and down. 4. You're holding it with your back, not your arm. Make sure your back muscles are firing. I'm gonna do 2 more. And then switch sides. Hooray for heavy weights, I'm seeing. Okay, level up your shoulders and pull up, little pulse, and down. Don't let your shoulder drop, looks great. 4, 7, and 8. Let's swing those arms. And then let's reach forward, let your back round, let those back muscles stretch. Big breath in, exhale, take your hands behind, open up across the chest, and look up. One more time, reaching forward, letting your back round, and then reaching back, opening up the chest. Good. And how did I do this yet again? I forgot to set my fitness tracker. Oh well, get a half hour of a workout. Okay, let's grab our band again. You can be shoulder width a little bit wider, doesn't matter. Start shoulder height, hinge, reach as you're lifting to the ceiling. Use your hip muscles to pull yourself up. No rounding through the back. We're getting your back stronger, but your hips are what's holding you and moving you. And my counting is really off today, so thank you for your patience. So think about the weight that you used for the 1 1/4 rows. Maybe it was just right because we increased the amount of time we're holding the weight. Stick with it. If it felt light, see if you can go a little bit heavier. Put 2 weights together in one hand. Use a band with your weight so you get a little bit of extra resistance. I want you to really work this one. Set 2, we're starting non-dominant because the side that's going to give it out first is the side that's non-dominant. So, and we want the non-dominant side to get just as strong. So setting up, level shoulders, reaching down, up, 1 1/4 and down, 6 to 8. You might get 8 to 10 if your weight is a lot lighter. If you're doing more than that, your weights are way too light. When you're ready, switch sides. Everyone is off screen. So we're going to make it up as we go. Up and pulse. Up and pulse. You control the weight. If the weight controls you, you're too heavy. When you're done, put that weight down. Take a big breath in. Reach it up and lean forward a little bit. Stretch that back muscle. We've been working. Come up. Stretch, rotate forward just a little bit. Roll your shoulders. Take one big breath in and swan dive down. If it's not going to make you dizzy, let's hang out here and just let your back relax. You can put hands on elbows. You can reach for the floor. You can twist. Reach for our ankles. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Make sure you're not holding tension in your neck. Sometimes when we work back muscles, everything up here gets tight. The upper part of the traps tries to take over for so many things. We're not going to let it. Okay, last round of our good mornings. My back is feeling very awake right now. Feels good, actually. I think we're all going to be sore tomorrow. So here we go. Let's pull the band apart shoulder width. You get to choose your tension. I have no clue how heavy or light your band is, how much slack you're giving yourself. It's your workout. We're going to start shoulder width. Hinge back, reaching for something behind you, reaching forward, pulsing up and coming up. Good. Let's reach, lift. See if you can make that extra step. So reach forward, lift with your arms, and then come up. Whew. Do 3 more. 3, up, up, and down. 2, and 1. Nice work. I don't know about you. Everything on my back is feeling good. Getting a little tired, but it's feeling really good. So hopefully, same for you. Grab that heavier weight. Delay the inevitable. We'll walk all the way around the bench instead of stepping over it. The things you do to get a little bit of extra rest. Okay, so let's find that heavier weight, find your bench, set up for a row, 1 1/4. You know the rep range. 2, 3. Seven, and 8. You're feeling it in your arms, it's because your arms are helping. Make sure you're pulling with your back and not just lifting a weight with your arms. Okay, slow it down. Side 2, here we go. Up, 1 1/4, and down. 2, 3, 4, and 8. Put that heavy weight away. Bench right. Swing those arms. Twist. Let your back stretch. We're going to take a minute or so here, minute and a half. We have arms and shoulders are what's left. So we're going to be doing kickbacks. We're going to be doing concentration curls. And we'll be doing 6-way shoulders. So all upper body, probably medium weight. Rep range depends on what weight you're using. Maybe let's stretch out those triceps. Circle out your wrists, the forearms from gripping little weights. Not just a wrist thing. Nice to have happy wrists. We all overwork our wrists. But the forearms from holding weights, especially if you're going heavier, you might start noticing these muscles are getting tired. So circling your wrist, you're moving all those muscles and stretching them also. So kickbacks. Okay, nothing fancy about them. We have enough time. Let's do it one side at a time. And I'm going to bring my bench back. Bench back over. So setting up like we do for a row. I'm going a little heavier than I usually go, so I'm going to try for 8 to 10 reps. If you're going lighter, or light for you, go for a few more. But you pick up your elbow like you're going for a row, kick back, turn your palm up, and bring it back. That's all it is. We're not lowering the arm completely. And 10. And when you're done one side, you can go straight to the other. Bring the elbow up and kick it back. 7. And 10. That weight off to the side, or you can use it again. And I had on my sheet the W bicep curls to hammer, and we can certainly do that. But I thought it would be fun to try a different variation where you can go a little heavier, it's a little bit fewer reps, but it's a concentration curl. And you start seated and you bring your elbow just above inside your knee, and you should be able to rest your elbow on your thigh. So, but we're not going to do that, are we? So we're going to let that arm go straight. Pull that shoulder in so your back is supporting you. Your arm is free. What we don't want to have happen is that as you're pulling up, you're rolling your arm in. I want you to keep your shoulder pulled back and lift up. And we're isolating that bicep. Arm is pressing back into your leg. And we'll do 8 to 10 on each side, depending on how much weight you've got in your hands, right? Let's go to side 2. So it's tempting to just let everything drop. From this drop position, lift up, pull back, and keep that arm pressed into your thigh. And when you've done 10, you have a little rest. We're going to grab lighter weights. I believe you can go super light. It's almost like a finisher. If you're sitting down, just make sure you have room to pin your weights down by your side. We're going to do 6-way shoulders. And to do this, we go up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hence the name. Out, in, up, don't flare the ribs, down, out, and down. That's 2. We're going for 5. 4, up, up, down, down. That requires just as good posture as we did in that very first exercise. Did I say 5 more or 5 total? Let's do 1 more. Because we can. You guys are awesome. There we go. Okay, let's put those weights down. And reach forward, reach for your toes. Let your back stretch, let your arms stretch. And maybe do a little twist. In your arms, get the blood into your arms, circle your wrists. And let's come back and do a second round of triceps. So again, if you're getting tired, absolutely start non-dominant. If you have a big difference in your sides, where one side can go forever and the other side can't, start non-dominant. Let your non-dominant side determine how much you can do. Up to perfect form. Are your triceps singing to you yet? Whew. We're gonna have beautiful arms. Side 2, elbow up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go to a medium weight. You can stick with concentration curls if you like them. I'm going to go back to our W to hammer. So the thing with the W to hammer is with that rotation, we're working the muscles that cross over the elbow. So just be mindful if anything tweaks or bothers you, if you're feeling it, don't keep going. Give yourself a break. So palms out to start the W, up, down. We're going to rotate thumbs forward, up for a hammer. That's 1. Rotate out, W, rotate forward, hammer. 3. Good. Hammer. W, 4. 4. Each rep is 2, actually. 8. 2 more sets. And last set. Good work. Put those weights down. Roll your shoulders. Must be doing something right. They're not crackling anymore. Here we go. Grab your lighter weights. Focus on the shoulders. As you lift your arms, think about your back muscles pulling down to let your arms come up. They're going to hold and support you. So it's not just your shoulders, although they are doing a lot of work. Let's go out, in, up, down, out, and in. 2, 3, 'Give me a few more. Do 2 more sets. We got this. In, up, down, out, and in. Nice. Put those weights down and swing your arms. Let's stretch out those triceps. And switch sides. Take your arms down in front of you, thumbs up. Pull back. When you can't go anymore, flip your thumbs up and make a fist if you can, or just flex your fingers in. Let your arms stretch. Good arm stretch. Good. We're not done. We're not going to do another set of these because it's getting late. And we've done a heck of a lot of arms and shoulders throughout the workout. But we are going to pick up a medium weight, medium to lightweight. Stretch out our shoulders just a little bit more. Let's use 5 pounds, 8 pounds. It could be a 2 pound. And let's just circle and let the shoulders stretch and release. Make sure the joint stays happy. And let's reverse. And switch sides. And reverse. So if you've got an 8 to 10 pound weight in your hand, keep it. 7 pounds works. If you've got something a little bit lighter, see if you can do something a little bit heavier. We're going to come stand heel to toe. We're going to do a set of halos. So we have one weight in your hand, and I want you to be in line, like you're on a slack line or a tightrope, and hold on to your balance. You're going to have to use your legs, your core, but this is actually a really nice thing to do for your shoulders as well. It should feel pretty good. It's not too much weight, but everything is moving, should be feeling pretty good. And then, of course, we have to switch feet because everything feels different when you change your orientation here. So think about that line pulling you up towards the ceiling. Let's go about 6 times each direction on side 2. Even the best of us lose balance. It's normal, it's human. And switch directions if you haven't. Good. Let's bring that down. Let's hinge over. This is called Be Nice to Your Back and Shoulders part of the workout. Let your arms dangle down. We're going to bring them up to an I. Just checking on how everything is feeling. I for 6. Hips are holding you. Come out a little bit wider to a Y for 6. Pulling with your back. No resistance. Just mobility. And then out to a T, pinkies up. 6, and then bring your elbows up and let your hands dangle down. Okay. And from here, we're going to rotate back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because we can, and we still have time, we're going to do a really quick lunge series. We're going to go for 6 forward lunges, 6 curtsy lunges, 6 side lunges. Make sure your floor is clear. Super fast, and then we stretch. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Curtsies for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Side lunge, center, side lunge, center. 4, 5, 6, and hold it here. Just hold. We're gonna stretch. Whole body gets a stretch. Bring your hands down to the floor and turn around. So we're gonna push through the front knee, push through the back heel. You can have both hands inside your foot. See if you can bring your elbow down inside towards your ankle, towards the floor. And then we're going to sweep that arm up, rotating towards that front knee and down. 2, 3 more. 3, 4, and 5. Bring your hands down on either side of your foot in front. Walk that back foot in a little bit. Or try to straighten the front leg and bend into it. Straighten and bend. And hold with that leg straight. Let your head relax. Let your back stretch. And try to push your heel down and back. Then we're going to bend that front knee. Walk your hands back to center. We'll go over to the other side. Both hands on the inside of that leg and come into a nice lunging runner stretch. If you can, you're going to bend that elbow and try to bring that inside elbow, angle, down towards the floor. And then we're going to do our 5 rotations. Rotating up towards that front leg, reaching for the ceiling. Five. Coming back to center, planting your hands on either side of your foot, hopping that back leg in. Let's bend the front knee and straighten it. Bend that leg, straighten. Getting a nice stretch in your back also as you're doing this. And then we're going to hold it in that straight leg position. Back is stretching, hamstring stretching. And then step your feet together and we'll roll it up to standing. Check in with how everything is feeling. Swing your arms. Do one more tricep stretch. Nice work this morning. Nobody has to lift anything heavy over the next day or two. I think we're going to be feeling this one. So good work. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday.